Very helpful there, Darren. Thank you. Now, are you ready to head into the future and save the world?
But I already did that on the weekend.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your time travel-y, wibbly, wobbly thing. Well, why don't we just review ReCore?
Come on. Nice and easy. Ow! Dang it.
Well, I guess we'll have to do this the hard way.
Gotcha.
At the start of ReCore, you awaken on a new planet called Far Eden and discover that Earth has been hit by a horrible plague. You play Jewel, who is under instruction from her scientist father to find out why Far Eden's terraforming has gone wrong, as this was to be a place of resettlement for all the citizens fleeing Earth.
And you're not really given much more to go off other than that initial setup. But you very quickly start encountering maintenance robots that have gone haywire, and so your focus falls on finding out why.
Not all robots are nasty though, Goose.
Oh, I know, Darren, old buddy.
And in the game, you have a friendly Corebot sidekick companion to keep you company, a robotic dog by the name of Mac.
Oh, come here, boy. I see that leg. Doesn't look too bad, but I won't be able to fix it here. Can you make it back to the crawler? Okay. Let's go home.
You can eventually unlock other companions as well, but it's hard to resist the unflappable courage of a canine companion.
Yeah, Mac is just great, isn't he? He helps you out in combat, digs up useful stuff, and as you travel and scavenge, you'll unlock parts to upgrade him with, which becomes a nice little side project.
At E3 earlier this year, we got to speak to ReCore's writer, Joseph Staten. Here's what he had to say about the game.
Writing ReCore has been a really fun change of pace for me in the kind of games that I usually write. The charm and fun of the game is that combination of the robots, the Corebots that you choose to be with you, and the different things that you can do with them. We're working with Keiji Inafune-san of Mega Man fame, and the guys at Armature who are the leads on Metroid Prime. So if you know those two games and you smash them together, you get a hopefully really charming, fun action platformer called ReCore.
Now, ReCore is set in a semi-open world. You have a central home base that you can fast travel from, but your range is quite limited as locations need to be unlocked. You very quickly realise that the bulk of the game is just battling robots and retrieving power cores to unlock doors.
Yeah, it does become very repetitive very quickly. And the combat just isn't engaging enough to keep that gameplay loop of exploration and combat interesting. Something about it just feels a bit dated, Darren, like that gameplay is stuck in the noughties.
More time travelling is clearly required to resolve this anomaly, Goose.
Or some better game design. Your weapon can use elemental ammo that's colour-coded to certain enemies, like blue for electricity for instance, but rather than making the combat more interesting, it felt a bit like an afterthought to me. And pretty much all the fights resolve with you doing a finishing move minigame to rip a power core out over and over again.
Affirmative. The boss fights are largely forgettable too. The game does really boil down to hunting for cores to open doors, to hunt for cores to open more doors.
Well, at least Jewel looks pretty cool while doing it. Getting around with cool double jumps and boosts makes moving through the game quite satisfying. The platforming bits are really fun and the graphics are quite nice too.
The concept for ReCore came from the Japanese game designer Keiji Inafune, who is best known for his work on the Mega Man games. So Goose, perhaps that's why some of the gameplay ideas feel a bit old school.
Yeah, maybe, Darren. Also, the studio that made this, Concept, worked on his last game, Mighty Number 9, and as I recall, that didn't get a great review from Bajo and Hex.
Affirmative. They hated it. However, I would not say that ReCore is quite in the same league of disappointment.
No, it's just all a bit average when you boil it down. It's a great concept, I just don't think they did enough with it, so I'm only giving it 2 rubber chickens out of 5.
I'll add half a rubber chicken for the amount of robots in the game, so it's 2.5 out of 5 rubber chickens from me.
That's fair enough. That is part of your scoring system. I'd add half if there was a goose in it.
That's fair.